Hello geographers, I'm Professor Aryan Johari and today we'll be studying about Northern Europe. Okay, so let's start our class. Now, Northern Europe consists of two main peninsulas, the Scandinavian Peninsula and the Jutland Peninsula. Now, I've got a map for you over here, and as you can see, Scandinavian Peninsula is made up of three main countries: Norway, Sweden, and the northern part of Finland. Whereas the Jutland Peninsula is made up of the interior land Denmark. Now, on the other hand, to the west of Norway in the Atlantic Ocean is the island country Iceland. And these five countries make up the region called Scandinavia. Also, being peninsula and an island country, they are surrounded by many water bodies. For example, to the northeast of Iceland and west of Norway is the Norwegian Sea. To the south of Norway is the North Sea, which also separates Norway from United Kingdom. To the east of Sweden and south of Finland is the Baltic Sea. All the Scandinavian countries had a huge impact of Ice Age, which is still present in their physical geography. In the last Ice Age, a process called glaciation formed many geographic features and landscape of Northern Europe. Glaciation is the spreading and movement of glaciers. When the glaciers moved, they scraped the land and carved out long and sharp fjords, which are now filled with seawater. A fjord is a narrow, deep valley with steep rocks on both sides and opens in sea. Its depth depends on how wide it is and is mostly U-shaped. On the west, fjords are surrounded by beautiful mountain scenery. The longest fjord is the Scoresby in Greenland, which is a part of Denmark, and that is about 350 kilometers. In Northern Europe, mostly fjords are found in Norway, and Norway also have the second largest fjord in the world, the Sogn Fjord, that is about 203 kilometers, following which is the Hardanger Fjord, that is 179 kilometers. These fjords have coral reefs at the bottom, which makes the coastline good for fishing. Glaciation also made the plains and the mountains steeper, flat, and more rocked. Another impact of Ice Age is continental rebound. During the last Ice Age, the ice sheet was about 1.6 kilometer thick. Therefore, it pushed the ground towards the earth mantle. And here in this diagram you can see the glacier is very heavy and thick, which is pushing the ground down here, and whereas on the other sides it makes the land go up, rise up. Now, continental rebound is still happening in Northern Europe. It is also made the land surface gogged, and because of this it has formed islands, rivers, streams, and lakes. One of the other example of Ice Age impact is Svalbard, an island and part of Norway. It is located in the Arctic Ocean, midway between Norway and the North Pole. Its 50% is covered with glaciers and thick ice sheet. The glaciers cut the land and formed fjords. Svalbard was formed by repeating Ice Age and folding and faulting of the land. This also made a mountainous landscape. Norway's strongest earthquake held in Svalbard only on March 6, 2009. Landform of Northern Europe does not differ much. Norway and Sweden are mostly mountainous, but in the southern Sweden it has lowland. While Finland is mostly flat with few hills, rock coastline and dotted with thousands of islands. Because of the last ice age, Norway, Sweden and Finland have many sparkling lakes. Iceland is considered to be an island country that is located at a geological hotspot which is mid-Atlantic ridge, boundary between the Eurasian and the North American tectonic plates. Because of this, Iceland have many volcanoes, about 200. Volcanic activity and earthquakes are very frequent but rarely have a serious damage. The tectonic plates activity is another reason for a lot of geothermal energy. Iceland has many rivers and waterfalls which are used for hydroelectric power. These two resources provide Iceland with affordable energy. Another feature of Iceland is that Iceland has a lot of mountains and hot springs and glaciers and geysers. Now, geysers are created by water from underground springs that are close to the magma, and when it becomes heated with the water, it shoots out in the air. They can be sometimes as high as 1600 feet, and normally they go up to 160 feet. Coming to Denmark, its interiors are mostly flat plains. Because of Ice Age, there are many fjords formed on the east coastline. Denmark also includes the Faroe Islands and the Greenland in the North Atlantic. Greenland is the biggest island in the world with 2.1 million square kilometers. Faroe Island is an archipelago located in the midway of Norway and Iceland. As northern Europe was covered with many glaciers, it has thousands of lakes. Because when the glaciers move, all the rocks and other materials block the water. And here's an example of that. Here the water melted and flew through the rocks, and the rocks and other material blocked the water. Now, therefore, Northern Europe has a lot of freshwater resources. Iceland has waterfalls, number of small lakes, slow-moving rivers with glaciers and heavy rainfall. The longest river in Iceland is Sjorsá in the southern part, which extends about 230 kilometers. Norway's longest river is Klargota, which flows up to 719 kilometers. Another river is Glomma River, which drains in an area of 40,051 kilometers and run from north to the south of whole Norway. Rivers in Northern Europe are narrow and do not have easy connections between the cities. They mostly flow toward the Gulf of Bothnia and the Baltic Sea. In Finland, the Kemi River is used for hydroelectric power. Sweden has less hydroelectric power, which is generated from the country's river. The last topic, but not the least, the climate of Northern Europe, which depends mainly on the latitude and mountain and wind patterns. Now I have a map over here, and which shows that Denmark is mostly temperate climate, whereas the southern part of Norway, Sweden, Finland and even Iceland is humid continental climate. The green color represents humid continental. Now going to the north part of Iceland, Sweden, Finland and Norway, which is a polar tundra climate. Because of this climate, the soil quality is very poor and it is not good for the agriculture industry. It is hard for the countries to use the land for agriculture. Iceland is cold, but not that cold according to its latitude. And this is because the warm Gulf Stream coming from the Gulf of Mexico. Over here, the warm Gulf Stream of Mexico goes to the northeast direction, and flows through the coast of Iceland and other Scandinavian countries, making their climate warm for living. So geographers, the class ends here, and thank you for attending the class. Bye.